What do you think of the Canada Disability Benefit?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
should. That's what I should do. Go makes me sick.
Yeah. No kidding. Yeah, I actually made notes on this one. I make very rough notes sometimes, but I made a little bit
Yeah.
more notes just so because I kind of want to take a trip down memory lane a little bit if we have time to
Hmm.
talk about, the when CDB was first introduced. It was
Hmm.
um back in 2021, and that Carla Qualtrough was the minister in charge, and her big thing was, you know, that her big mandate and goal with the whole thing was to lift people with disabilities out of poverty. That was
Hmm.
that was the goal of the whole thing. And
Yeah.
and basically all she had to do and all the government had to do was basically copy and paste exactly what they did with the um with the Serb, right?
Yeah.
That because that was with the Serb, we knew that was the bare minimum.
Hmm.
That was the low bar of what's the bare minimum that human beings need to survive.
Yeah.
Um, that was the bare minimum, 2000, and that was the LICO amount at that time.
Hmm.
That was the 2000 mark.
Yeah. Because I know when Trudeau gave his morning speeches every freaking morning in 2020,
Mhm.
and then PWD was the last group of individuals where
Yeah.
he made that announcement about the proposed Canada Disability Benefit.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then that's when Carla Quantrill in 2021 came up with that. Her, I guess he was giving her a mandate saying, get
Yeah.
this out, and then they
Yeah.
called a snap election, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
so it all started in 2020 when Trudeau gave his announcement. But of course, PWD were last on the list, and then of course now again they're last on getting the least amount that, and it's only going
Yeah.
to go and it. And here's the part that on Twitter that people
And
were just
they've already given themselves an out saying that it's going to be $2,400 max a year.
yeah, yeah, and
So
and
so you might not even get all of the $2,400.
so some people were even quoting 130 something dollars, and that they said that's if they even can even get it because I don't know. I mean, there's speculation going around on it, but
Mm-hmm.
it's saying that it could be tied to a rebate, and they for the
Oh
DTC
man.
based on taxes. Now, if they do that, oh my God,
Yeah.
it won't even go to not even.
That'd be pretty cruel if they did. But I don't put it past them anymore. This whole thing stinks to high heaven. Like I think
Yeah,
this whole thing was like a bait and switch thing where because that staffer
yeah,
gave you the impression that again it was going to be poverty level. It was going to be
hmm,
released this July,
yeah,
not next. And it just seems that it was like this bait and switch where all of a sudden, maybe when they had these, maybe a few provinces pushed back at Trudeau or something
yeah,
and said, "Don't make us look bad."
yeah,
And Trudeau said, "Well, watch me," or something like that, right? You kind of
yeah,
wonder, right? That maybe a bigger number was on the table, and
yeah.
maybe he took it off.
That's
Like
what
I
I'm thinking.
like I don't know, but that it makes me think that, right?
Yeah,
I just wonder if egos got in the way, and
yeah.
and I wonder if some of the provinces, I don't know who, but because you have to.
Yeah.
That's a whole danger of this whole thing is that the federal government has to coalesce with all of the provinces, and
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if some of the provinces got their back up and saying, "Don't make us look bad,"
Hmm.
because we all know that like the province assistance sucks across the board, like all across Canada.
Oh
So
yeah.
so you can see maybe some of the premiers said, "Don't make us look bad, please."
Yeah.
And you can also see potentially the prime minister going, "Oh, really? Watch me." Oh, here it comes. Hi, Mike.
Hi Neil, hi Brent.
Hi,
Sorry to
Mike.
be a few minutes late.